What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Coming at you with another upload. Now, I had just finished recording and hopefully uploading my Ensar Oud Tibetan Musk cop. And as I've mentioned in that video, go check it out if you haven't already. I'll link it down below in the description. I've mentioned that for me, it's an artisanal version of a traditional musk lavender barber scent. And it got me thinking once I said that, this smells very familiar, and not just in the sense of an Ensar Oud DNA signature familiar. It smelled familiar to another scent I have in my collection that is more niche. So without further ado, here is what, and probably I've put it in the title already, so I don't know why I'm trying to make this a surprise, but here is what I think Tibetan musk smells like within my collection. Musc Ravageur by Fredric Malle. And I know this is probably gonna be controversial given, you know, some of the other comparisons I've made, but hey, this is what I pick on. This is my subjective, anecdotal experience. Please keep that in mind. I'll just put the two bottles side by side for you guys so you can get to look at them. So one is 50 ml, the other is 15. So yeah, again, up here they look very close in size, but they're not. So what I will do with, given that I've already covered these two each as their own videos, I'm gonna actually just compare them to each other. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and spray one on each arm and walk you through what I think in terms of similarity and differences. Now, I haven't done this yet, so this is the first time I'll be doing this on camera. So what you're getting here is not scripted, it's not pre-planned. I literally just thought, you know what, let's go ahead and do it. And this is the first time I'm trying both of them next to each other. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I'll spray first the Tibetan musk. And I don't know if the camera's gonna pick on this, but look at how dark this residue is. It's got some serious juice to it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and spray Musc Ravageur. And this already smells delicious. All right, so we've got Tibetan musk on the left, Musc Ravageur on the right. So I'll start off with Tibetan musk because I can already tell it's the smoother, easier scent. And wow, okay, so this is still in the opening and you still get a bit of that animalic. Like I said, that animalic lasts about 3 to 5 minutes and it's gone. My God, wow. So good. Okay, next is Musc Ravageur. And it's like very similar but very different. Wow. It's very interesting because they're so close to each other. Wow. Wow. Okay. It's just being silly now. What? Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab a sip of coffee just to maybe cleanse my palate, my nose. It is so interesting how similar they are. It's wow. So there's this bit of so you get the lavender in both of them, and the lavender in both of them has this, on the opening, the spicy sort of quality to it. So if you smelled lavender essential oil, you will understand what I'm talking about. Pure essential lavender oil tends to have this spicy opening to it. There's vanillic facets to both of them. So with Tibetan musk, the musk does have vanilla-like qualities to it. With Musc Ravageur, there is actual vanilla note in there. And you definitely get the musk in both of them. Granted that the musk in Tibetan musk is natural musk, the musk in Musc Ravageur. On the Fredric Malle website, they don't really disclose what kind of musk, but I'm gonna assume it's a synthetic musk. There's something really interesting here, is that the Musc Ravageur has more of an ambery feel to it compared to Tibetan musk. And interestingly, Tibetan musk is a bit cooler and has more of a fresher feel to it compared to Musc Ravageur. Musc Ravageur is very warm and it's intensely musky compared to Tibetan musk, which is so weird. It's like with Tibetan musk, now that the animalic is gone, it feels like a nice clean musk that's a bit cooler. But with Musc Ravageur, it's like muggy, heavy musk. That is so interesting. Goes to show that just because you have the natural stuff doesn't mean it's necessarily that intense. Now, again, I don't know what kind of musk is used in Musc Ravageur, and again, I don't know about the quantities that are used in each. However, given that they're supposed to be musk-centric perfumes, I'd imagine there's a decent amount of musk in each of them. Wow. This is very interesting. Now, the other thing that's different between both of them is that there's more going on in terms of note for Fredric Malle's Musc Ravageur. There's mandarin in it, there's other stuff in there, so it's a more note heavy in terms of quantity of notes compared to Tibetan musk. And wow, they're very similar but very distinctive at the same time. And it's I'm very surprised comparing both of them together. And here's something really interesting. It's been a few seconds now since I've put on the spray, and my skin has eaten up Musc Ravageur, but I can still smell Tibetan musk on my skin. This is very surprising to me, because you'd think that an alcohol-based scent would last longer compared to an oil-based scent like a Tibetan musk, but surprisingly, I'm actually getting more performance on my skin out of Tibetan musk versus Musc Ravageur. Now, I don't also know, because I had this Musc Ravageur bottle for literally years, if not a decade, and it's yeah, it's almost gone. Like, I can still smell it, but it's not as intense as Tibetan musk. Wow, this is fascinating to me, because I've always assumed that artisanal based perfumes will be more of a skin scent, at least in my case. But now, smelling both of them together, I'm getting more of a skin scent performance out of Tibetan musk versus Musc Ravageur. Wow, this is, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee and kind of process this. Again, I'm doing this for the first time, so I don't really have much of a thought process behind this. You're just getting my genuine real-time reaction. So bear with me as I'm kind of pulling my thoughts together. So this is the artisanal versus the niche. I'll be honest with you, I have so much respect and appreciation for the craftsmanship of both houses. But I think now that I'm comparing them next to each other, I even have much more appreciation for the artisanal craftsmanship, because it's just the natural element is fantastic, fantastic, and it's just to know that, you know, using natural ingredients you can develop such an amazing scent just using natural ingredients is mind-blowing to me. Again, I don't have experience in perfume making, but I'm assuming that this is all natural as it's marketed, and it's amazing that that is the level of artistry that's involved with making something like this. Just to have the ability to pull this together is mind-boggling to me. I'm also very, very impressed with Fredric Malle Musc Ravageur. I know for a fact that not all the ingredients in it are natural, that there is some synthetics, but my God, to be able to emulate the natural thing synthetically this well, or at least partially synthetically, I mean, kudos to the scientist in a lab that's able to make stuff that emulates nature. This is amazing. I'm so mind blown right now by both of them. They're just exceptional scents, both of them. Now, in terms of preference, I really like both of them. I don't think I have a preference. Like, I would wear both of them exchangeably. Perhaps I will say, now that I have both of them on, maybe the Tibetan Musk more in warmer weather, versus Musc Ravageur is more in cooler weather. Just because I find the Musc Ravageur a bit warmer versus the Tibetan Musk is a bit cooler, relatively speaking. Please keep that in mind. This is fantastic. My God. Yeah, it's. I mean, honestly, if you can't go wrong with either. They're perfect musk lavender sort of barber style scents. I really enjoy both of them. If you had to pick one versus the other, I think from a price point and getting more for your buck, Musc Ravageur definitely. However, if you're more of a snob and you want to kind of have it all natural and artisanal, and you have the extra cash, then go for the Tibetan Musk from Ensar Oud. But I would say they're both very similar yet distinctive. You're still gonna pick on differences between both, but in terms of perfume style, they're very similar. I probably need to spend more time with them to kind of have better opinion on these, but there's something very alluring and attractive about Tibetan Musk by Ensar Oud. Like, I keep putting my nose on it. It has this very, I know this is gonna sound weird, but kind feel to it. It's very kind to your nose and to your, I don't know, olfactory senses. Musc Ravageur is nice, but I guess it doesn't feel as alive as Tibetan Musk. Yeah, I mean, I probably need more time with both, but I guess to conclude on this video, because I don't want to drag it on, both are fantastic, both are amazing. Very similar styles of musk lavender. So if you're interested in a musk lavender barber style, one is artisanal versus the other being niche, here are two fantastic and great options for you. You can't go wrong with either. So I highly recommend both of them if that is the style of perfume you're going for. But yeah, so this is it for Ensar Oud Tibetan Musk versus Fredric Malle Musc Ravageur. I really appreciate your time and attention, so thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.